All right, guys, welcome back here to Dave's Garage of Mysteries and Magic. We're about to start off our second episode here of stripping down the car. And Dave, where did you put... This isn't my car. Whoa! What the hell is this?
No, I did. I traded your 70 Superbee for a 70 Coronet four-door parts car, so I figured it'd be an even trade.
Can we at least make it a convertible?
With your plasma cutter, we can do just about anything. So
hell yeah. So Dave actually was handy and really sweet to pull this thing in here before I arrived. And this is a four-door donor car that he picked up, believe it or not, for free. And this car we're gonna be stripping down today, getting off a bunch of the good engine compartment pieces, floors, and a whole bunch of stuff around this thing to get this old dog, as you're becoming familiar with, looking a hell of a lot better. So the engine compartment here, this side looks decent, but it's probably pretty thinned out. The core support and this side are pretty terrible. So we're gonna be replacing nearly the whole engine compartment metal portion. We've got some floor patches that we can pull out of that one to kind of help out. Just a few Swiss cheese parts, nothing too bad, but this one here, somebody lapped a patch over the original floor, so that's kind of ugly and that needs to go. And then even some little stuff, maybe like this portion here of the outer wheelhouse and whatever. So that car there is gonna be its sacrificial lamb, and the Mopar gods, I think, forgive us for tearing apart a four-door, in this case and situation. So without further ado, we're gonna get cranking here and we'll catch you guys on all this cool action. All right, guys, so we got rolling here. Dave started up front with trying to get the cowl split apart and also working on the engine compartment while I was on the trunk gutters. Here you can see my car and how kind of bad they were looking. The four-door was in way better shape. Start by drilling out those spot welds along the whole rail there with my drill bit. Really helps to kind of separate the two panels and makes it a whole lot easier when I'm about to come through next with the air chisel and get them. Meanwhile, Dave was doing a great job splitting apart the cowl up here because the one on my car was really rotted through. It looked terrible, but this one was in such beautiful condition on this four-door, we could not let it go. Also, no reason to buy something that we just had here for free. Air chisel, going ahead and splitting these two pieces apart now, the rest of that quarter panel, and also making little cuts along the way. Those relief cuts kind of help just to minimize the rest of the metal, putting tension on it. The more little pieces and bites you can take along the way, the easier it is. Part one of many parts to go. So now I'm going ahead and getting out these little rails that fold down and hold down all the wiring here. So these little tabs are just a bend over. Just going ahead and just drilling those out so I can save these because mine got totally rotted out on the car. I succeeded in getting out those trunk guards. These came out really good, perfect. Everything was going really smooth to this point. Got off those gutters, Dave was working up front still. So then I went and tackled getting off these little hold downs that I use for the wiring on the inside of the car because these ones were in really good shape, way better than the ones in my car. Wanted to utilize those. Then I grabbed our favorite tool in the garage, the plasma cutter. So this way I can try and get this part of the quarter panel out of the way to get underneath it and get this lower hip that's at the bottom of the outer wheelhouse, which was really bad on my car, and try and steal that off this four-door car and transplant it over to mine. Very nice. So we can see this part here sucks. This one is much better. Now I'll go ahead and do that for the other side. Hell yeah. Dave is almost done pulling off our cowl. Yeah, baby. There we go. Good work, Dave.
worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Super solid too.
Really nice. Go ahead and I'm scabbing parts off down here. In this area too, I'm getting some stuff, just little spots around. Now we got back to work getting the rest of the engine compartment off. Dave was getting off some last remaining pieces there. I came up front and started a knot as well with just getting this thing split apart. All those spot welds are pretty much off the firewall at this point. Just getting those last little things hanging us up. There's always one extra weld you kind of miss or something here or there, but you can see it's already kind of getting free. This thing was in such great shape, and we saved ourselves a lot of time by getting this thing off in one piece that we could just transplant right over onto my car. Found one extra little spot weld that's holding up right over that shock tower. And here she comes. Beauty. Cool. I like when a plan comes to fruition. Right? Nice. Nice work, man.
Now I gotta clean all this shit.
Yeah. It's one flange area right here and right here. And yeah, man. Got it. Way cool. I've also taken this here, that there, pieces out of here, down here, up here. It's all gonna fix in here, up there, down in there. Then these pieces all go over there on that side. So now I'm gonna steal a section of flooring out on this driver's side. And you're gonna need to get some on the passenger side too, but I'm pretty much gonna drill out these spot welds and cut along up top, probably somewhere along the hump. 'Cause in this area on the superbee it's bad. Right in here it's pretty bad, in this area too, a little bit there. So we'll capture a lot of this pretty much from here all the way forward with a new patch. Dave also got the lower core support off and is getting that thing prepped out for transplant. And I got rocking and rolling on getting out this driver floor pan. Just going through, kind of drilling out all those spot welds, same kind of procedure, just like the trunk gutters, using a little bit of the plasma torch, a little bit of an angle grinder, just kind of carving it out where I can, taking a little bit more than maybe I might need to, having to get out some of that old seam sealer, busting out welds with the air chisel. And it's just arduous work. It's just time consuming, it's dirty, it's messy, it's loud, but it's also a lot of fun too, just getting this all broke apart. Then I also realized if I was to get these spot welds along this frame rail, busted through with my plasma torch, instead of spending all the time pushing and wearing out my wrist and my shoulder and going through drill bits and actually pre-drilling with the plas, it saved a lot of time, energy, and expendables, and that's what I did. It actually worked out really good. Saved a lot of time. I didn't have to worry about hurting anything because this is just a 4-door. Didn't care if I drilled through those frame rails. Teamwork, baby. Yeah. You broke my floor. It's all right, we'll fix it. So now with pre-drilling each hole with the plasma cutter and then just drilling it through, and then Dave coming underneath with the air chisel, we're making this shit happen. Woo! But man, ready for some lunch.
Think that just popped free.
All right, let's try and get her out. Yeah, baby. Out. Hot dog. After a little bit more thrashing on this side, taking off this piece of the floor to go patch in over there, and about to get it pulled off. All right. It's not perfect, but it's better than the other one. For sure. Yeah, just fix this guy up right here. Maybe a little big on our plasma holes, but that'll weld in nice for bigger, stronger welds. Also, Dave managed to thrash off this C-pillar here, which is a little bit different than 2-door versus the 4-door, but it's close enough that we're gonna try and make it work. We just gotta get that one off, but we're gonna take the sail panel off and not set that one on fire. As you can see, the rear window's been tactically removed already, and that'll wrap up today. So let's get this last piece out. Change of plans. Actually, we just went and looked at the main bee, and this one is not all too bad. Kind of thought it was worse, so we could fix that little bit right there. This is gonna come in with some new metal we've ordered. So this guy right here is okay. So we're gonna clean up. Thank you guys for watching along so far. This has been a lot of fun. Can't thank Dave enough, his boys, AMD, my wife, my son coming out to visit too. It's been a killer project so far, and so much is coming along for this thing. We've digested that 4-door. That's a pretty cool scene right there. Which one's the parts car and which one's the piece of shit car? You tell us. Oh man, pretty freaking cool. I was originally gonna end the episode here, but we decided to do a little bit more work and I wanted to include it. Our last one you saw us pick apart this four-door, and this thing is scabbed down to the bone. I mean, there's really not much left other than some frame rails, a couple little bits and pieces here, and if by the time you see this video, if you guys want this car, hit Dave up. He will be giving this thing away for free. So there's not a whole lot left on it, but certainly would like to see this go to another person that is in need of it. So yeah, this got maybe some front frame rails, K-frame, a little bit of rear floor pan, some trim, a couple little bits and pieces here and there. Dave was a total machine and pulled off the whole front clip in one shot, which is an idea that we both came up with to save ourselves time with actually having to not have to mess with the spot welds on each panel. So instead of having to do 1, 2, and 3 pieces, all he did basically was just have to remove it from the backside against the firewall, which saved a whole lot of time because now this whole thing can just go in one whole piece and then just get welded back in on one side instead of also in the front corners. So this thing came out super nice. All these flanges here are in really, really excellent condition. We'll be able to weld this thing back in no time. And yeah, as we decided, this one here is obviously very torched on this side, the typical battery box spot, pretty much all gone down there. Just a way better idea to just get this whole thing swapped in one. So all that's gonna remain is the old body number. We'll just transfer that over on here, and no one will ever know except for anyone that's watched this video that we did that. So beyond that, we've got a partial floor pan here for the passenger side that we pulled off. Not too bad, except for a little spot there. Pretty much a full driver's side floor pan because these floors in here have seen some better days and spots. Honestly, not terrible throughout, but somebody did a pretty ugly patch in this thing years ago and just lapped it over top of the original floor, which is kind of ugly. So we're just gonna get that whole one out. Couple little holes over there that we can fix, and then I scabbed off all these little parts to just kind of fix all the little areas that really need help around the car. So there's a bunch of little tiny bits and pieces that are remaining from that car that we're going to kind of fab in, and then we also got some trunk gutters too to fix up the gutters. So Dave also pulled off this nice C-pillar piece. Even though it's a little bit different on a four-door, still might be enough there to kind of make this that's kind of missing and gone look a whole lot better. So we're gonna spend a bit of time here today getting all these pieces put onto the car and then get this thing ready for media blast. So we will catch you guys here in the action. Why you gotta make so much noise? This episode better completes itself by showing the rest of what we actually did, which was taking the other engine compartment now off my car because we already had that really good one from the four-door, and may as well show you what we did. How to get that thing out of there, as well as getting some of these parts that I scabbed off of that four-door, getting the heel at the bottom of this door opening here, for example, and a couple other spots pulled out so those could be put on, opening up more spots for the sandblaster to come through and get all the metal clean as we can. And it's just really cool to see the new donor engine compartment against my crusty, rusty old yellow Super Bee one, which is mostly brown from the rust on it. And there it is, about to meet its new destiny. Now, the only important thing I gotta do is steal my body number off of this one, put it right here on this guy, and it's good to go in the car. Got it. So this will go right over here. Nice. They got that whole engine compartment ripped off like a beauty. Firewall looks so good too. These are absolute junk, so we're gonna get these off right here. Maybe this one too. Then just drilled out all these spot welds here, and we're gonna try and chisel it out. Just like that, got what we need. Thanks again, four-door. We're gonna blast off the whole engine compartment, all the flanges and everything before we put the new piece on.
Up in here.
And after getting all sorts of sandy, you can see this thing came out really nice, bare metal now, so we can go ahead and spray some weld-through primer before we go ahead and lap over the engine compartment and get this thing welded in. Dave's spraying that copper weld through right here, doing all that nice prep work before we go. And And this is another rust protectant to go underneath. Just saying to Dave, it's the first pretty looking thing on this car so far.
It's gonna look good.
Yeah. Again, it's important that we spray this and just don't weld bare metal onto bare metal, because it leaves room for it to rust in between those two areas in the future, and we don't want that. Sweet. Ready to accept the new engine compartment. Check this outside, media blasted all around. Dave was just straightening out all the flanges here from that four-door donor cowl onto my car, so it made it really good.
Beautiful.
It's real good.
That was clean.
And here it is, big moment, putting that beautiful donor engine compartment from our four-door onto my Super Bee. What an awesome thing. Just a little bit of finagling, a little bit of here and there, get it fit in. Nice. Before you know it, it was ready to go. It's exciting.
Oh yeah.
Very exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, buddy. So we just test fit the engine compartment and it looks really freaking good. Dave also, as you were just seeing, test fit the cowl that we had up there, and we're not going to weld that in just yet because we want the media blaster to be able to get this lower portion here, but still, this thing fits really freaking good. And look at the coolest part now. I got a fender tag. Oh wait, I already have one, but
You definitely don't want that fender tag.
yeah, that one's kind of not as cool. But
Four-door Cornet fender tag.
but yeah, it looks so good. Car's already looking almost ready to burn tires.
Almost rust-free.
Yes, getting there. I was also working on cutting out our floor pan sections here, and I also got all these pieces trimmed up earlier to fit in, so really making some headway on a lot of little stuff here right before we get to media blast. Just going piece by piece, getting the rest of this floor pan out of here, just taking small little chunks and making it easier to get that air chisel underneath it. Just taking my time. And then we started using metal screws to get in the engine compartment, and those holes would also help reference where we needed to go. And after this, we would start just making measurements before we finalized anything. But this is just to kind of hold it in place while we got our measurements to make sure that we were true. And those screws are nice, holding it strong. And then here you can see along the inside of the firewall from the inside of the car, kind of where it follows down as we drill through with all those metal screws. Dave and I spent a fair amount of time making measurements, and more measurements just to make sure the engine compartment was going to be nice and true and square. And then we went off our former measurements. Things look good. We continue to use the sheet metal screws and just kind of quadruple and check more and more. I also started getting off that floor pan and kind of test fitting it. Looked really good. Heck yeah. Here you can see inside the frame rail where the media blaster is going to be able to get that all clean, fresh metal, and then we can go in and actually protect it before we go and block it off with the new panel. And then Dave started welding in our beautiful new engine compartment, starting here in the firewall. So you can see all those welds, nice and sturdy and strong. That thing ain't going nowhere. And then we both continued working together, Dave welding in the driver's side of the engine compartment. I was getting out all the remaining little bits and pieces of metal from where we were gonna making that patch with the floor pan, and just tag teaming it like always. Let's burn this in. And then I had some fun over on the passenger side, getting in that whole piece welded in. Came out really nice. I was very happy with it, and just a really exciting day. Guys, take a look at this. Dave and I have completely welded in this 3-piece engine compartment. Both inner fenders and the front core support is on there. We've got the cowl just laid in right now for fun, just to kind of see what it looks like. But man, that 4-door is a freaking hero. We kicked some butt today. Got all these welds just to kind of grind down, but man, it is in there, and it's not going anywhere as long as I'm alive, that's for sure. Also got welded up through the inside there of the firewall. This piece of the floor pan out. That one's prepped and ready. We'll get that one off next time we work on it, but this thing has really taken a big step forward today, and very excited. So guys, and to tail off the end part of this episode, we're gonna finalize this car before blast here in a few days. Dave was kick-ass and got the lower core support already welded in before I got here. We've got the cowl just laid upon there right now, but you can see how beautiful that thing is from that four-door. It was a really great donation once again. Then working our way back over here, AMD absolutely hooked it up for us. This was all stuff that we desperately needed for the back of the car. This whole package tray, the rear window area, all the support pieces, the corners, and even these support braces that go up underneath, because if you've been watching so far, this is very, very sad and poor. We've stole this off our four-door donor. It's a little different, but probably close enough that we could still make it work. And I have a lot of faith in him, of course, that we'll figure it out. This, though, is the really worst spot of it. The driver's side is slightly better, but still pretty bad. And you can see that this whole thing just needed a lot of attention to even include those brackets there. So we have everything that we need right now to rebuild this thing. So we're gonna try and get this in right now before blast, just so that the structure is already there and it's one less thing off the checklist. And I'm also gonna start working getting off that driver's side floor pan over there to kind of match what we did on the passenger side. So this way it's just exposing underneath and getting those frame rails blasted even from the inside. And that'll probably wrap up what we've done. His boys already stripped apart my doors, so those things are ready to get blasted. So the Swearinger family's always keeping busy here and making a bunch of things happen for me. So yeah,
Sit still, man.
it's true. Now I think the final thing, we're gonna maybe try and get the front bumper split apart just so we can get all of this blasted too, because all the structure on it is pretty toasted and just needs a good blasting and obviously recoating. Might have to do a couple repairs on some of these lower pieces, but pretty much be what we're gonna aim for today, and then we'll catch up with you guys with all that work being done. Some goodies in the box that we didn't ask for, and I had already pre-cut, if you guys saw the last part of the episode, some pieces off that four-door to patch in like down here, but I don't even need that now. AMD really hooked it up with this whole inner E-pillar too, so thank you guys very much. There's the package tray itself, another thing of beauty. It's exciting seeing some new metal just kind of hanging around the car already. Very cool. The extension pieces that come here on the end, over in there. So I started cutting out the rest of this driver floor pan, air chisel, plasma torch, cutting wheels, just everything, getting it out piece by piece. Dave started test fitting all of the new AMD rear package tray metal, getting out the old bits and pieces that were still hanging in there from those C-pillars, just trying to get everything test fit and ready to go. As I'm getting out this area here on the floor, you can see where someone else had made a patch over it, and they kind of booger stitched it every 2 or 3 inches, which wasn't spectacular, but really underneath here where they didn't do a great job is they didn't even prep this metal. It's still raw metal, not even cleaned up, not even primed or painted, lapped on top of the old crusty floor. And so we're not gonna have the crusty crab in this shop or in this car at all. We're getting rid of all this BS right now. So that's what's going on right here. Now just back onto getting out this driver floor pan, having to go through, being careful not to bust through my frame rails because they're actually really good on my car. Just trying to get all those spot welds so I can get it removed. Trying to take it piece by piece and get out of there. So I've got nearly all of the floor removed, just going around and getting all the little flanges and little bits and pieces around. Dave's on the sexy work over here though. I got the ugly job, but look at that. That's really good. Support braces, this back channel, package tray. Woo! Love it. It does. Well, be honest, this thing went in pretty easy. It fit really nicely. AMD made a beautiful part here. We did it with sheet metal screws because it's not permanent. We're still going to pull it out before blast, but those will show us exactly where it needs to go in when we go to weld it in for final. What an amazing and awesome day. This car is now ready for media blast, guys. Very exciting. All right, guys, so this is going to wrap up this episode here. Dave and I have absolutely trashed. Well, kind of trashed. We've thrashed. My brain's fried. It's been a long freaking week.
Tired.
Yes, very tired. We've been thrashing on this car for the last 2 weeks now, but this week especially, it's been a lot of freaking work, and we're really excited to show you guys where we're at right now. We've got a lot of stuff ready for media blast, a lot more than we thought we were going to because we had to push them out, but it actually kind of worked out really good. So let me just show you real quick. Dave worked his magic back here on the rear package tray today. This thing looks really good. It's very exciting to see this metal already laying in here, and it's all Clecoed and metal screwed for now, but it'll reference exactly where it needs to go back in once we do get the car back from blast. And also even these support brackets Dave was pointing out before, it's just great because it'll show us exactly where this deck filler panel needs to land and then going along the whole gutters and everything after this. So everything's just lining up exactly the way we want it to right now. Seeing some new metal in there is really exciting. Got most of the driver floor pan out today, left a little bit of stuff here and there, but for the most part, our goal was to just get the stuff out of here that is not gonna be necessary during blast and give a little more room in here for the media blaster to go ahead and spray the inside of the frame rails out and just get everything as metal clean everywhere we can possible. So that's all taken care of. Got most of the welds ground down from all the engine compartment swap that we did. Cal's still just laying in here right now just for mock-up for fun, but this car is pretty much ready to get blasted the way it is, and the next time you guys see it, it's gonna look a whole lot different. So I think next episode, you'll probably see it getting blasted here, and yeah, we'll just continue from there. Once it's in clean metal, like this car's gonna look like one whole unified piece, and it's gonna be really exciting. We'll get the same primer, and before you know it, all this brand new AMD metal behind us is going on the car. So
I need my garage back, dude.
yeah, I know. It's hogging it up. Huge shout out again to AMD for helping partner with us on this one and giving us a lot of metal that we've needed for the car and even things we didn't ask for. It's been a huge help, and I'm really honestly speechless for the kindness from that, and also the comments and just things people have been saying to us in both of our videos we've been doing. It's just been really nice and motivating to see other people kind of talking about their projects they're working on too, and to tune in on ours. So can't thank everyone enough for chiming in here and hanging out with us. So until then, we'll catch you on the next one.
Good morning.